Alright, brothers, so in this video we are going to be talking about what the rich know about crypto. Now when it comes to crypto, we need to understand a couple fundamental key points, and some of those points are, one, that it's very new. So crypto hasn't been out for too long. Obviously, the first cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, which we're going to be diving into, as it's my favorite cryptocurrency. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to be giving you facts and statistics about cryptocurrency. So again, Bitcoin was the first crypto that ever came out. Now, some key information about crypto before we dive into crypto as a whole is you have to understand that Bitcoin was the first, and there is a finite amount. Now, when I say finite, I mean that there's a total of 21 million that will ever be mined. And around right now, there's about 18.4 million that are already currently mined. So when I say mined, I mean, so people that have the computers that are mining it, they're checking the algorithm on the blockchain network to ensure that if I send you money, for example, let's say I send you $10, those miners are verifying the transaction that I sent you the money. And in the process, they are rewarded with Satoshis. Now, what is a Satoshi? So in one Bitcoin, one BTC, each Bitcoin is divisible by 100 million Satoshis. Now, the reason they did this is because with Bitcoin and with the Satoshis, if it's easily divisible, you can buy a fractional amount of a Bitcoin without having to buy one whole Bitcoin, which is priced at around $32,000 today. So that makes it easily divisible. There's a finite amount, so some compare it to online digital gold. However, if you've looked at the rate of return and return on investment that you've got over gold compared to Bitcoin, Bitcoin has totally outperformed. Okay, so something we were talking about at the beginning of the video also was that we're still at the very early adoption phase. So statistically, there's only been about around 13% of people that have actually gotten into crypto. So we're still very early, and I like to compare cryptocurrency to the early internet of the 1980s because it's such a new and innovating technology that can completely change the game. Now, something that's also important that you have to keep in mind is that banks are also working on adopting cryptocurrency. So when that's implemented, and if the U.S. and these other economies and countries start to adopt crypto, that's only going to increase the price of Bitcoin, and it's going to make it an even more finite and better investment to make. Again, 21 million total, 18.4 million mined, and roughly 840 are mined a day. Remember when I said mine, that means they're checking the algorithm, verifying the process, and in reward, they are rewarded with Satoshis by verifying the payments are complete. Okay, so how does the Bitcoin thing work? Why is it so complicated? So everything is on what's called a blockchain network. So on that blockchain network, everything is open and everything can be viewed and everything is verified. That's why I don't understand why they say that it can be used for illegal activity, because most of every single transaction is on the blockchain network and it's very visible. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my favorite. We're going to talk about the second favorite cryptocurrency I want to talk about, again, with the rich know, is Ethereum. So ticker symbol ETH. So Ethereum also adds a massive amount of value. So there's something that's going to be called smart contracts that Ethereum utilizes, which can replace you using lawyers or having to use contracts for housing, etc. So I think it's going to be very innovating. And then something also is that it has very speedy transactions. So I can send you money very quickly. The fees are lower, and it's a great. There's also something called NFT. So if you remember all the NFT, the non-fungible tokens, it's kind of like you're playing a game and you can buy a skin for your character. So it's the same way for Ethereum. You can buy online digital art, which is a whole other niche in itself on the Ethereum network. So it adds massive amounts of value. So Ethereum's also, a big favorite. I'm a fan of it, and I think it will also be adopted by banks. Not entirely sure, but I do know Bitcoin was mentioned a multitude of times that banks are going to be accepting it. And again, it is online digital gold, otherwise known as the AI super soldier, BTC. So Ethereum has a lot of value as well on some of those key points that I mentioned. And then my third favorite cryptocurrency is Cardano, ADA. Now, I like ADA because it also adds a tremendous amount of value. All three of these cryptocurrencies that I'm talking about add a tremendous amount of value. Again, there's around over 4,000 cryptocurrencies. You have to understand that it's very saturated. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are manipulated. So I'm not bashing on Dogecoin, but let's do Dogecoin, for example, or however you want to call it. Dogecoin is actually easily manipulated, and it also has an unlimited supply. So the creator of Dogecoin can create as many Dogecoin as he wants, and it's kind of like the US dollar. The more money that they print, the less the dollar is worth. It's the same thing for the cryptocurrency, and it can also make it easily manipulated or lower the price of that given asset. Therefore, I like things that have finite amounts, like Bitcoin at 21 million, or Ethereum that's not easily manipulated and has a team and actually adds value to the network and can add value to a tremendous amount of companies overall. ADA, on the other hand, Bitcoin and Ethereum use something called proof of work. Like I was saying, there's proof of work, they're on the network, on the blockchain network, and Bitcoin, for example, gets rewarded by mining, okay? So ADA, on the other hand, uses something called proof of stake. So proof of stake is very impactful, and it's kind of like a competitor to Ethereum 2.0, which also increases transaction speeds, etc., uses less energy and all that given. So it's very helpful and impactful. And with ADA, with proof of stake, you're going to have lower fees, faster transactions, and it's going to be very beneficial to the network and for the cryptocurrency overall. So I'm very excited about ADA. It's my smallest position. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. These are my favorite cryptocurrencies, and this is some information, statistics about what the rich know about cryptocurrency. Hope you found tremendous value, and let's dive into the next video.